Hollywood just kicked off awards season. The People's Choice Awards were held this past week, and the people have spoken. The nominations are a bit different than the Oscars or Golden Globes. These awards are based on sales, industry ratings, box office grosses, social media data, and votes from the people. According to the officials, 700 million votes were cast. I just find this kind of interesting, as opposed to, say, the Oscars, or when you have the nominations from the folks, the industry leaders from themselves, but to see the people actually nominate the folks. Just you like these awards better, or what do you think? Anybody? You got anybody who wants to jump in?
I'm going to be a total Grinch. I'm going to be the dark cloud over all this. You know, these award ceremonies are there to make money, bottom line. And so, I mean, don't these 7 million people have something better to do to make the world a better place?
It's fun, though, because they can participate instead of being the upper echelon people who decide. I mean, it's everybody who gets to participate. I think it's kind of fun.
Well, go and feed the homeless.
Oh, come on, Jackie.
Do something productive with your time.
Too. No, that's it. I like it.
Oh, you guys go do that. I'll go feed the homeless.
Yeah, I mean, they can just participate themselves in it. I mean, and they feel like they're part of it.
Well, isn't that America's Got Talent? All the other shows. That's how they all work. Well, if you didn't see the awards, Jennifer Hudson accepted the Favorite Humanitarian Award with her sister Julia for the foundation the pair started in the name of Julia's son, Julian D. King, after his 2008 murder. And I thought that was awfully nice to see. Everybody gave her a standing ovation. So there was a little humanitarian part of the show as well. Some of the big winners also, Britney Spears actually came up on top there, and also Sandra Bullock got something like Best Dramatic Actress and Best Comedic Actress. Just thoughts on that, and as she may be looking and eyeing a second Oscar.
I think it's great. I mean, she's been around for a long time now, and so for a woman to endure in Hollywood for a long time, good for her. As far as Britney Spears go, remember, she had a total meltdown. Good for her to not have meltdown and just gotten away. I mean, so I think those are two strong women.
Any thoughts?
If you turn around your life and make it good, that's terrific.
Absolutely. Jackie, what were your thoughts just to see her? And I got to also say, I agree with you, seeing a strong woman is awesome. We've got 4 strong women right here. But also to see the fact that she became a producer. I think that's something that's very cool and unique about Sandra Bullock, that she actually has her own production company as well.
She seems like a very good lady, and she gave, what, $2 million to the Katrina Fund when that happened. She gave a couple of $1 million to some other disasters.
Yeah, she steps up. I mean,
she steps up. You know, she does her part. She seems like a good person. Yeah.
And just maybe poor choice in men. I don't know. We're just saying.
Well, we're all guilty of that.
Jesse James. Yeah, good grief. I mean, that guy was
It was love.
icky. Yeah. But hey, you know, not everyone's perfect, I guess.
But
you just say, huh? But that's a whole other subject right there. All right, one of the movies that is, of course, getting a lot of Oscar buzz also is The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, I don't know who saw it. Want to get some thoughts on this because it's really stemmed in a great deal of controversy. Dee Dee, we'll start with you.
Well, I did see it, and I enjoyed it immensely, even though, I mean, there's a lot in it. There's just so much craziness and debauchery, and it was fascinating to watch. But it's, you know, what they said, or what the experts said, was absolutely true, that they were very true to the story of this guy. And, you know, and he ended up going to jail, but boy, he lived the life, and it really is amazing. I think everybody should go see it.
Helene, I'm going to throw this one to you. Now, I know you've worked in the financial world, and you were saying, well, maybe it's not so true. Just give me some of your thoughts about the movie.
I thought the acting was terrific.
Okay. But in terms of reality?
The message was really uncomfortable, and I can't say I enjoyed the movie. I thought they did a great job with the movie. I don't see anything like that going on. I just
I
never have.
I can't believe you're saying that. I mean, that goes on all the time on Wall Street. I mean,
it was
you know,
about this one person. It was about this one person.
It doesn't happen with this guy.
And maybe years ago, but I don't see it.
Well, yeah, it was years ago. I mean,
I think what you're saying is maybe it was years ago that this was happening, which was when the movie was. But you're saying now you don't see that kind of
not that crazy.
Oh, well, okay, that might be true, but it was based back then. I mean, that was in the heyday when everybody was going crazy with cocaine and just
this is a Martin Scorsese theme. Excess and downfall. He did it with Goodfellas. He did it with Raging Bull. And I got to say this, I adore Scorsese. He's my favorite director. I've got his early short films tucked away in my basement. That's how much I love him. But I do not think The Wolf of Wall Street was equal to Raging Bull or Goodfellas or
Oh, no way.
Well,
it was so good. It was so good.
One of the problems in the movie that's also getting a lot of eyebrows, and a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what, excess, if you will, but there's a certain bad word that's used more than 500 times.
Wow, who counted that?
They actually counted more than 500 times, and I thought, well, that certainly uses the word excess.
But don't people who live like that talk like
yes,
that?
they do.
I don't
They
think everybody
do. So it was accurate.
So you don't think that that's a little bit of you can't put
No,
everybody.
no, but Scorsese's always been known for too much blood, too much violence, and now too many
And
profanities.
he's your favorite, huh?
I think he's a genius.
She likes Raging Bull better.
I think he's a genius.
Yeah, I think it was a really good movie, and I think what a lot of the criticism is like they were glorifying this, and I don't think that was the case. I think he's giving a true depiction, and then look what happened in the end. I mean, he went down.
Yeah.
So it was a really good
Just
movie.
like Bernie Madoff, as we were talking
Same
before.
thing.
They didn't emphasize him going down. They really emphasized the glorification. That's the part that.
But he
made
went
me
down in the
uncomfortable.
end. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I think the way they did it, they really focused in on the glorification.
I
a
don't
lot
think
more.
I think
so.
they should have gone further into it because
Yeah, I
I
think so.
didn't feel sorry for Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And I was gut-wrenchingly sorry for the De Niro character in Raging Bull.
We're gonna thank you for your insights on that. We're gonna go to the next subject, Hope. So, okay, we're gonna go to former Defense Secretary Robert Gates. He has a new memoir, and that has some eye-opening statements, blistering criticism of Congress, Vice President Joe Biden, and he describes White House aides, no, not you, Dee Dee, working to undercut President Obama's confidence in his own commanders. One of his statements, Bush and Obama had more in common than I expected. That wasn't always good. That was one of the statements in the book. Dee Dee, we'll start with you.
well, for once, I'm going to be sympathetic to President Obama because I think this is really kind of crummy what he did. I mean, he's still president. I mean, look, I don't like a lot of things that the president does, but this tell-all, whenever you have the confidence, if someone thinks you have the confidence off the record, keep it off the record. I thought it was kind of a crummy thing to do.
Yeah,
Fascinating, but not
I'm glad
right.
you said that, and I congratulate you on doing that because I also thought, politics aside, he showed he wasn't a class act to do this.
Very disloyal, not good.
But to take your quote, he also said that Bush and Obama, he said you couldn't find two more different people.
But the reason why, he said, well, first of all, both are pretty private in terms of the Washington insider circles. They kind of stay out of the limelight in terms of D.C. But they also, they're not liked by Congress, nor are they feared. And that is a very strong statement to say about the commander-in-chief. But that is what he said in his book. They are neither liked nor feared by Congress.
Well, he's a military man. He sees the world in those parameters.
Absolutely. But Dee Dee, since you were a White House aide, you're a D.C. insider, what were your thoughts when you heard that particular statement?
I was stunned. I mean, I think the guy, he's got his own opinion. Obviously, he's disloyal, so I kind of throw half of what he says out the window anyway. But as far as not being feared, especially in the first term, I think it's crazy to think that people in Washington do not fear the President of the United States of America because it's very powerful. So I think he's about to lunch.
I think that he is, as I said before, a military man. He is there to win the game or lose the game. And there are a number of quotes, and we haven't read the entire book yet. It hasn't come out.
Right.
But, it'll be interesting to see when it does. But that's how a military person sees everything. Or do we win the battle
but
or
I
lose it?
have to agree with Dee Dee on this one in terms of loyalty, and I'll, not in terms of a politician, but I remember when Joe Torre left the Yankees, and it just left you like, well, I loved you, Joe Torre. Why did you have to go and say such bad things about some of your players? And I just think to take your quote there, Jackie, it was not a class act.
That's exactly the words I would have used.
Yeah, and you come with the one who brought you. He was there, and they had those private conversations. It's the President of the United States. Keep it private.
Yeah.
Keep it private, for goodness sake.
Absolutely.
That's not right.
All right, so we all agree on that one. All right. Now let's see if we agree on this one. All right, at a record $4 million per 30-second slot, the price has gone up for a Super Bowl commercial, $1.1 million in 5 years. Some surprises this year. There's going to be lots of celebrities, as always, but they're also talking about a little bit of health care, a lot more health care, and also healthy foods we're going to be seeing this year. But can you imagine something going up in price, $1.1 million in 5 years? That's amazing.
It's all about the viewership.
It's all about the money.
Oh, I love it. I love the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl ad. There's going to be so much fun. I'm so hoping the Colts make it this year because they're playing tonight. But it's just a great night.
So what have been your favorite Super Bowl ads?
What are the favorites?
Yeah, what is yours?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
You got to start thinking.
I know
mine.
I showed it in class. We were talking about advertising. I showed it in class and I started to cry. It was the
Little Darth Vader?
No, not at all. It's the one about the man. He's the farmer and he raises the Clydesdale and he plays with it. And then at the end he goes to visit it and he sees it from afar and he's going home and the Clydesdale breaks free and runs to his dad, who welcomes him.
That was a good one.
That's
and
true.
you got to go back and start looking at him. But I do like that Darth Vader. Helene, thanks so much for being on the show. Your first time. Own Your Zone. Where can we find out more about you? I forgot to ask you.
Amazon.com or OneTrueZone.com. Thank you.
Thanks so much for being on, Helene.
Thank you so much.
Jackie, it's always a pleasure.